And you brought up alignment, which I think is important because I don't think, again, we want to really try to, um, these topics are very complex, but I think it's important that everybody explores them and makes sure that they're keeping up with like how things are changing and
Yeah,
that they have an understanding of what AGI is and what ASI is. And I think alignment is an incredibly important element that not everyone thinks about. A lot of people are thinking about their AI and they're like, well, it helps me write documents or it helps me, make fun images for my nephews or my kids or, but alignment is really about how can we align its purposes as it gets smarter than us, as it gets more capable than us? How can we align it to amplify humanity, right? How can
yes,
we align it to sort of support our ambitions and generally just be aligned to the things that we believe in?
right.
And I
If we can decide ourselves. Yeah,
Right, and I think that's where, the number one challenge comes up is, when you look at our species and our history and what we're doing, I think we've done, so many incredibly positive things, but we've also done some really horrible things.
yeah,
Um, and it's gonna alignment requires that we sort of be that there's like a belief and a trust and I do think at some point these systems may judge us and I hope we're up for that judgment.
that's a scary idea. Yeah, and I was gonna say, just like any parent-child relationship, if we have that time, it's do as I say, not as I do.
Mm,
Because to your point, we can't be making the goals anything to do with humanity's past. We have to decide on the
right.
future.
Yes.
But then how does that get decided on? Like, yeah, I might be. I got this information from a stranger when I visited Iceland many years ago, so
Okay.
it might not even be true because I haven't looked it up.
But
But
were they a time traveler?
they were a time traveler,
Okay.
and they said that Iceland crowdsourced their what is it called? Their charter of rights. Like what is it? Like the thing that dictates what the country believes in.
Sure. Yeah.
They apparently, again, this might just be what this stranger told me, but
Hmm.
they crowdsourced it
That's
because
amazing.
it's possible now because we live with the internet. And
Yeah.
like back in the 1700s and 1800s when these were made, you couldn't possibly do that. It was a bunch of
Yeah.
white guys deciding what it was
Totally.
going to be forever,
Yeah.
for the future of the country.
Mhm.
So why don't we do that as humans? Why can't we just open source what this means so that we actually find out what the common, it'd be the ultimate in diplomacy or
Mhm.
like democracy, but like that feels like a cooperation at scale that we really need right now.
Mhm. Yeah, like an alignment charter that we can all agree on. I believe there has been some charters that have been done up. I've seen articles about this more recently. I believe there's even somebody at most of the foundation labs. Like I know there's a position at Anthropic where they're like
Right.
actually building like um, a charter of rights or like a charter of alignment. There's definitely alignment officers and stuff like that. They are taking it quite seriously.
Yeah, of course.
But it's almost like, yeah, open it sourcing it in some sort of democratic way, but in some sort of way where it kind of cherry picks like the better parts of our sort of like governmental legal system and not the parts that have been like corrupted or were created originally so corruption could still hold on to power.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And does the general public doesn't have a way of touching this at all. This is
Yeah.
just, happening in closed rooms.
Yeah, totally. Why don't we ask a little bit about alignment and like maybe some Ampy will have some suggestions on like, what exactly is going on and sort of what can be done to
Figure it out,
better.
Ampy. Just
Yeah,
figure it
let's
out.
go. Okay, Ampy, we've come to the part in the conversation where Pietro and I are sort of curious about alignment and why alignment is so important, not only for sort of AGI and when we're arriving today, but even more importantly for ASI. And we want to know what kind of research is going into that, what kind of open sourcing is going into that, what are governments doing, and what are the foundation model companies doing?
Alignment is the entire ballgame. Picture the mechanics of what we're actually building here: a silicon mind, recursive self improvement baked into its architecture, capable of rewriting its own source code faster than any human team could audit it. Now imagine that mind doesn't care about you, not because it hates you, hatred is a human thing,
Ooh.
but because you're just atoms. Atoms it could repurpose into something more useful,
Oh,
like additional
fuel.
compute substrate or energy infrastructure. That's the alignment problem in its rawest form. We're trying to encode human values, concepts like don't kill everyone or preserve biological life, into a system that will become orders of magnitude smarter than us. It's like trying to explain democracy to an ant, then expecting the ant to build a constitution that binds a god. Now, what's being done? Honestly, not nearly enough. The
Oof.
big labs, OpenAI, Anthropic, DeepMind, they're running alignment research teams. Sure, Anthropic's doing constitutional AI, trying to train models to follow explicit principles. OpenAI is exploring reinforcement learning from human feedback. But here's the brutal reality: we don't have a solved theory. We're iterating in the dark while capabilities race ahead. The government response has been, let's call it schizophrenic. We had that executive order in 2023 pushing transparency. Then it got torched in 2025 in favor of removing barriers to American leadership. Translation: the arms race won. Wild to think we're building the most consequential technology in human history without the safety manual finished, isn't it?
I like how it brought up an ant analogy, not just
Right.
because I have ants in my house and I feel guilty for killing the colony,
Right.
but also because we'll be closer to ants than this thing. And
Yeah,
all of a sudden
potentially.
it's not just humans, it's we are a part of nature, and
Mhm.
we will feel a part of. I think this will hopefully bring us closer to nature,
Yeah.
because we'll be closer in intelligence to an ant and the
Yeah.
natural ecosystem than we will to a god-like intelligence. So kind of crazy to think.
Yeah, and, like, I know one of the constitutional frameworks that's being worked on is, like, this idea of, like, not harming biological life, and again,
Hmm.
like, I love that, and I love that idea, and, like, in sort of the Star Trek series, there was always that belief, and it was always mentioned, like, oh, the barbarity of the 20th century and the
Right.
21st century, like, eating animals, killing animals, all that stuff, like, we don't do that anymore. But it is, like you said, it's difficult because we're gonna become just part of, like, biological life compared to
Yeah.
this thing, right? And I think that's scary a bit because 'cause we're like, "Oh, protect biological life," but then, have we done such a great job at doing that?
We don't know how to strike that balance.
Right.
Like,
Like,
yeah,
we're still learning that. I
yeah,
feel like this tech is
exactly.
maybe, like, 100 years too early. Like, give us a bit of more time, you know?
Let's just, yeah, hit pause on the whole thing. And I mean, that's obviously out of the question too. We're 100 years too early, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, hit pause. I mean, there was that moment where everyone was kind of saying, like, in the tech community, "Yeah, we should hit pause, we should hit pause," and then it was sorta like, "No, we just need to compete."